Hello everyone and welcome on my channel. Today we will look a competitive game in the pretty specific format for domination, especially the 3 against 3 team game. Here we can see the bracket of the tournament, and the tournament is National Cup or Cup of Nations, hosted by some Chinese admins, with a special rule that every team represents their own country. And that means that most of your players should be from the country which one represented by your team. There are 16 teams on this tournament, 1 team from Russia, 2 teams from USA, 1 team from the North Korea, and 12 teams from the China. So the most teams are from China. And now we will look at fight from the first round. One of the Chinese team will face the Russian team of BM clan. So let's take a look on builds. 3 against 3 games is pretty specific and have some big difference instead of 1 against 1 stuff. First of all, you have unit cap, so you can take 40 units per team on the battlefield. Like, you can take more, but you cannot summon more than 40 units at the same time. And every player have a cap 33% of these 40 units. You can see near the nicknames of the players, like 7 from 40, 6 from 30, that's this kind of cap. In this format, summons are weaker and elites are stronger, and it have very different balance with 1 against 1 stuff. So it will pretty interesting to look, and I think I will cast few of the games from this tournament, probably the final games if my team will play in final, because it's not very easy to find replays from this tournament. Anyway, let's take a look how the teams decide to go. The Chinese team, with the green one, have Dwarves cannon, have Ushapti Great Bow, so pretty decent but not very huge backline. The Black Spot, the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mob with handguns. Eyes of the Desert. Deep Guards, some Tomb Guards, Longabirds, and Hero Entity Squad from the Dwarven player. What we have from the Russian team? The VM guys decide to bring Ogres, Vampire Counts, and Zinch. Heavy infantry from Vampire Counts, 3 Graveguard, single entity squad, like not very heavy, but all 3 heroes are here, and Corpse Guard with Unholy Lordstone to assist the undead infantry. Zinch take Double Chicken, the Kairos Fate Weaver himself, and the Golden Griffin of Turgry, the Lord of Change, war variant. And the single entity squad from Ogres is just Sloutmaster with Greatmaw, with heal, I guess. No, with not heal. He do not take heal, they take the damage and leadership debuff, with buff on extra ingredients, so take more Winds of Magic and cast more debuffs and explosion. Zinch have the Savage Claw Aspen Champions as well, and a couple of mid shields on the backline. And we can see the Light Bletchers, who stay pretty back as possible, just for reason they understand that the opponent have a lot of skirmish potential, and there probably will be cannons from dwarves or pirates or boss. But yeah, if you take pirates and dwarves and you prefer to take cannon, you will take dwarven one just because they're better. Okay, let's look. The Gnoblor Scrap Launcher, shot in Deep Guard, single entity squad of red team, single entity squad of green team. Looks like boss goes to the 3rd point. Just a few units for second one. A little bit more than just a few units because they're a Tomb Guard also, but I guess it's the same amount of money. Okay, the single entity squad of red team goes on the third point, and the green team decide to do not go fight in these single entities fight and just take these two objectives, which one are not far away from each other, and probably try to take them and defend both of them. Kyra's Fate Weaver tried to shot in the cannon, but skillful engineers of dwarves just dodge a shot. I guess it's a little bit of luck, but it's funny to look. Hunter tried to dive into Tomb Guard, not sure about this decision, and got a lot of damage back, like about lost half of hit points for nothing. Yes, he have a lot of skill stuff from side of his team, but it's still too lot of unnecessary damage. It's like half of damage, half of hit points lost. It's very hard. Ushabti shot in the lead bleachers, and that's very bad for them, as well as cannons, I guess. Yeah, some cannon shot got these guys. Red team takes the second objective and the third one, but they are very separate from each other, and while the green team takes the mid, it will pretty easily them to push here, I guess, because it's very easy to stop all of the units from here to go try assist the second point. So I like that take mid from the faction who have more backline potential stuff. But at the same time, VM team try to go forward, summon Furies, and heavily dive into the backline. The second point slowly goes into the green team favorite. Dive into the backline continues. Wargeist comes, Screamers comes, Isabella comes to summon some stuff. The Golden Griffin is dive as well. Our War Halbards goes to attack Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard will have very bad time against them. But the second point goes into the Lampis Revenge and the Company. Screamers dive into the Chosen of the Gods. Very good dive. Ushabti goes, it's regular one or it's summon? Yeah, it's regular. Ushabti comes. Yeah, summon. It's pretty early to summon, so regular Ushabti comes to save it. Hatep tried to save his life because he's on foot and he's like not very good combatant, right? So what is his stats? 28, 38. Yeah, not really good combatant. More cavalry to try stop the units and summoning cannons for shooting into the diving units. Oh yeah, in Domination that's pretty common, and in team games it can be much more harder because you have 3 rosters to summon on your backline, on your summoning zone units. So you can summon like skirmish units and melee units at the same time if your opponent tried to dive you pretty deep, and it feels very easy to protect from this. And now we can see that more skirmish units comes, some melee units comes, cannons comes, and now all of these units will got a lot of shots and will need to fight here, go back and got shots from all this backline potential, or will need to push deeply and go in closer to summoning zone while they have no triple cap or double cap, they losing by cap point, but the choose for them is very bad now, so they need deeply goes into the backline and fight on the summoning zone with very fresh units, or go back and got damage from backline skirmish potential without answer on this damage. More units come from the red side to the second point, Screamers and Crypt Horrors. More Wargeists come. So another moment which one I can see is a lot of flying units for red team, so that means they have very good mobile advantage, but at the same time, if you do not take early cap points and try to use that mobile advantage, you should be very big ahead on value, or you will be struggle cause of capture points. So now it's not feels that hard, but after like 3-5 minutes it will be way harder, looks like here. So let's see, will the dive on the backline works, or it will be not enough, because points still for the green team cause of this lot of flying units and single entities diving into the backlines, and most of these units have no capway. VM team try to hard value play. I like this, but sometimes it's pretty risky and not pay for itself in domination. Here you can see that I don't know who is different here. Probably the red won't push here more than green one takes the third cap, because for green team 2 capture points is pretty enough, and a lot of units stuck here from the red one, so they want to push it here, kill off the backline and then take the map. So I guess this is the plan, and here is very big deciding factor that these green units stop all of this push, because yeah, the backline struggle for all of these single entities, for this double chicken summon from Isabella, from this hunter, but it still works. They're still shooting, they're still trade, and there's still new units comes. And at the same time, there are enough units on the points, right? So red team summon and throw into opponent backline very lot of money from the flying unit roster, and now they pay for this with very hard situation by victory location points. Flamers of Zinch comes, try to take more value, so more units for trade value. I think they're heavily, that's not very right play with summoning order. They summon to a lot of units with damage potential, the units for trade. But domination not only about trade. Domination is mostly about capway. Not about capway, but about play around objectives. So you need trades, you need trade to kill units, but you win on objectives, right? So if you are not trade ahead on value, you should be pretty focused on two things, not only on trade, on capway as well. And I can see that VM team is pretty focused on killing, like blood for the blood god. No corn for them, but still that's pretty aggressive play with a lot of units still in backline, more summon in backline, so it's a lot of value in backline. But at the same time, they really hard struggle on the current objectives. So this is more balance and a little bit more smart play from China team with their balanced plan. So they take objectives and they still trade pretty okay in their backline. They got the single entities to do some stuff, but they kill some units here, especially flying units. I do not see any flying units anymore, right? Do not see screamers, do not see... Oh, that's very good. I would say not very good play from red team, but very big mistake from the green team, because they allow to blob on these two chicken and allow to use this hard ability on them. Yeah, one screamer is on battlefield, but no more flying units. Yeah, now they come flying units, so 400 more without capway. And what we can see that double cap is still actual for green team, and difference on victory tickets is already pretty good. So few minutes more and it's probably will be one objective victory, and that's very huge. More Wargaze comes. One of Wargaze guess was somewhere on battlefield, just with low hit points, maybe they fight somewhere, but still 1000 more without capway. I would say now China team have very good lead on the battlefield. They have pretty same situation on the battlefield, pretty even situation on the battlefield. But in fact they have advantage, because while they have even situation on the actual battlefield, they have more capway at the same time, and they still have a lot of units in the backline on low hit points. And in fact the rosters of red team is very focused on damage trade and not really focused on capway, so it will be very hard for them to try take that game back. But let's see, they still can try it, so situation is not like catastrophic, it's just pretty tough to red team. Second objective slowly goes to the Russian players. More Iron Gods comes. Third objective is okay. Backline finally have defended itself, but there's still a Kairos who can heal himself. There's still Hunter with half of hit points. There are still Reward Chicken with all of hit points but in heal cap. Maybe 80% of hit points but in heal cap. But anyway, it's very healthy. Second objective still holded by green team. Why? Right, because there are Wargeist, there are single entities, there is Isabella, a lot of units with bad capway or without this. That's what I'm talking about all of this game while I look. The cost of hard focus on value trade. Here is some animated hooks come to take that objective back with this. The Graveguard, so the capway should be okay here, not that bad, but with this Stormguard it probably will be more than Necromancer and Graveguard. But yeah, second objective still hold it, while red team have actually more units. There's a decent advantage here. Capturing goes pretty slow, cause of not enough capway. I'm not sure that it's right that this works like this, but it's a game we have and we should use the mechanics we have in this game. So in current meta you need more capway anyway. What is this? What is this sound? It sounds like somebody takes something, but I do not see anything like this. So third point, hold it. What is the second one? Second one goes to the red team. So now all will decide on the midpoint or no. The green team make a pretty tricky decision. Use their summons to take the third point. And I think this is a game decide decision. Why? Because there are no counterplay for this. Here is still even situation, here is still even situation, and they need to take first objective still, and their green team was have like enough free money to just go and take third objective back. With trying to hold more the first one, it can be more risky if all of the units can run pretty fast, and then all of these red units can come here, and there was still not really clear who will take the first one objective, because with a lot of these units it still can be pretty fast cap while you have more than 3 minutes. Now they have less, and the double cap for green is just undefeatable, so it's already done, this game is already end. But yeah, without this move it still was pretty even. It still was some chance for the red team to take first objective back. But yeah, oh, look at this. Yeah, a lot of units go from there, and the second objective goes back to the green team. Yeah, the Vargas, Isabella, Screamers, too lot of line units, to not enough damage value. So while game is not over, let's look at the damage value difference. So 10,000 against 10,000. 11,000 against 14 and 15 against 16. A slightly in green team favored, but this team have enough healing, I think a little bit more than green one. Kairos with Ogre's passive, or not passive, but how it goes, Ogre's faction heal, and Isabella's Chalice, that's very lot of heals, and dwarves can't heal themselves, so only pirates have access to healing, and the Tom Kings. It's hard to say. Yeah, the healing of this team not way better, so they use the plan where they need go dive into the backline, where they need very big lead on value, but the lead on, they didn't take that lead on value, and that was the price of the game, right? So they take not enough capture units, take units for trade, and this plan was wrong for this map, looks like. This is support lord, so it's okay that he do not have a lot of value. 2000, almost 3000, 1000. Pretty decent results from deep guard with polearms. Good results, and just a chaff. What with dwarves? Not that lot. Oh, 2000, yeah, this guy who shot all of the game into the single entities. 2000. No, 0 kills, but 2000. I guess this guy shot in the single entities as well, just he was shot down by something, and this guys was not. Or they was summoned. What is this single entity squad? Not that lot for single entities. Not that lot for longer birds, but that's okay, it's 10k unit. Cannon did like so. Queen Bess. I didn't see the Queen Bess, and the damage was not that lot, so probably it was summoned somewhere in mid of the game. I just didn't saw this, so feels were unnecessary, and I really can't understand where players find a window to summon this, because all of the game, the single entities, summoning and flying units was in the back line of the China team. Strange. Olympus Revenge as usual, Deep Guard did okay, especially if you will remember how they comes on the battlefield. They comes from reinforcements and got wrecked by monsters and single entity hunter. Dogs did okay, decent damage for these guys. Hulks, not bad for just unit for mass and stopping power. Hatep, just cheap assistance lord, so no one wait anything from him. Very decent. But yeah, they did have a lot of targets to shot. Not that good, but I would say red team did okay to shut them down. Screamers take them pretty fast. Not bad for pretty holder unit, and not bad for regular Shapti. Pretty decent for regular Shapti, I would say. I thought that unit is pretty bad. Like sometimes you can use them, but it's not feels like a very good unit. Necropolis Knights with halberds, pretty decent, but sure decent. They hunt all of the games the single entities in the backline and didn't kill them, so decent damage value do not mean that they did work like they should. Okay, all these guys. Yeah, Tom Guard, these guys did okay, this did bad. This unit was not summoned, these guys didn't do anything, and just assistant cat. Okay, what we have here. The Isabella used as assistant lord without capway, cost about 2000, so I think it was picked because of the remembering of meta from the second part of Warhammer, maybe because of meta in land battles, because the healing chalice of Isabella is pretty decent in team games in land battles, but not in Domination. In Domination you usually have access to another healing, you have access to a summoning unit, and single entity squad are not that important like land battles. White King, not that lot for so good unit, not that lot for Graveyard, but no, yeah, that's okay. These guys did okay. This guy's just mana battery, I do not know why he was not unsummoned, it's just healing stuff. Wargaze did good, but they still have no capway and they still was summoned like few times, so I'm not sure that it was pretty good pick here. Crypt Horse did not that good, surprisingly. Usually that unit pay for themselves and take more damage, and here is not like lot of firing skirmishing to counter them or another firing damage, so strange. Nice, so nothing, just chaff stuff. Single entity Skyros. Skyros is more about assistant, right? He's a single entity monster, but he's not that good as duelist, so okay for this guy. But he got a lot of heals, he have no capway, and it's about his cost, so I can't say that these units pay for himself good enough. It's okay, it's just a chaff. Okay, do not come on the battlefield. That's like pay for themselves, but I'm not sure. You take them to clear units, but at the same time you go to attack the backline with all of your flying and melee units. That's... I just do not feel that in such plan that was a good pick. Whoa, yeah, Screamers. Screamers is a chads. These guys did so lot, looks like. Their brothers did not that lot, but still pretty decent value. Fury is okay for them, and yeah, a little bit more chaff. Ogres. Whoa, that's solid. I didn't see a long time for Hunter got so good damage value, to be honest, but it is what it is. Looks like this old ogre still can do stuff on the battlefield. Not bad for Slout Master Great Maw with only one damage spell, and it's not very huge damage spell, it's just fist who hits the ground. It's not like very hard, but so his damage value is pretty good for him. Decent. That's decent. Looks like this guy skilled a lot of infantry stuff. Looks good. Not that good, especially if you can see that unit was die, so the scrap launcher didn't pay for itself. Manitors was just die somewhere. These guys did okay, for their price especially, but I sure they was summoned 2 times, so probably not that good. Again, the Lead Bletchers is very solid guys in the team games, especially if you shut down the back line, how it was in this game. Iron Guts, okay, and just, yeah, very good for just semi-chaff stuff. So, this was the Chinese national tournament, Russian team against one of the Chinese team. And at this point we are done for today, so thank you for watching and see you next time.